Coming up today, we're canning peaches.
And our pea patch is done, but we're not ripping them out quite yet. Find out what we do, all that and more coming up today on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener is sponsored in part by, for all your non-GMO, organic and heirloom vegetable, flowers, and herb seeds, visit dollarseed.com. Sioux Growing Supply, located in Wausau, Wisconsin, focusing on certified leaf compost, an excellent amendment for poor soil, retains moisture and adds nutrients, which equals less watering. Available in labor saver pre-filled trays and pots, bag and bulk. Visit SiouxCompost.com. Organic fertilizer for the health-conscious organic home gardener. Family owned and operated. Visit thewiveggardeners.com. Don't poison your soil with municipal water. Attach a body, mind, and soil hose filter. Free shipping exclusively through the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com. Just click on the body, mind, and soil icon. Authentic Haven brand soil conditioner for the home gardener. Easy to brew. Visit ManureTea.com. No measuring, no thinking. Stamp it, plant it, stop plotting, start planting. GardenStamp.com.
Welcome to Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Holly Baird. Well, today we are canning some peaches. We're canning them whole in a light syrup so that we can enjoy them throughout the year. I got these. There's a peach truck that comes up from Georgia, and it comes to different locations in Wisconsin, and they're a really good deal, and they're really delicious. So the best way to can them. So let's see here. Move that over. We've peeled some, and then we're going to peel some more until we have them all peeled, and then we're going to chop them into basically quarters or eighths or whatever. And it's pretty. These are pretty easy to peel. Now, if you have peaches that aren't easy to peel, maybe they have a tough skin, you can blanch them, and blanching them just simply means you're going to take them, put them in some boiling water for about, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, and then you put them in an ice bath until they cool down, and then the skins do slip right off. But we found that we can peel these pretty easily wherever these came from, whatever variety, that they peel easily with just a regular standard peeler, and then we don't have to worry about doing the ice bath situation. Now, these are a water bath can that we're doing. With these peaches, you could freeze them as well. If you wanted to freeze them, you would cut them up, put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the freezer, then put them in bags once they're frozen. So now I'm just going to get to peeling and cutting these. Now, when we got these peaches, they were not ripe. They were pretty close to ripe, but they weren't 100% ripe. So what we did is we set them on this table for 2 to 3 days in just a well-ventilated room. Not even in direct sunlight, just in a well-ventilated room. And then now they've softened up quite nicely, and they're really ripe and ready to use. Now, when canning peaches or any whole fruit, you want to add some sort of preservative like sugar, or in this case we are actually using our unsweetened pear juice that we make here from our pear tree. Now, if you want to use a light syrup, there are many different recipes for light syrup. If you have a Ball Blue Book for canning, that's in there in the beginning of the book, and it'll tell you how to make the light syrup. You can make even heavier syrup, it's up to you, but we prefer light because we want the peaches just to taste good and not too sweet. So what I'm doing is I'm warming up this pear juice because we have to have it pretty warm in order to pack our peaches. So I just have it on high. I'm going to wait till it comes to near a boil where I know it's pretty warm, and then we're going to put our peaches in the jar. Okay, so we're going to get these in the jars, and there's really no best way. It's whatever works for you. So you just get them in the jar. Then you want to keep the jars hot. We keep ours in the oven so that they stay warm, because you don't want to crack a jar or something. So I kind of loosely pack them in there. You don't want to pack them in too tight because you want to be able to have them surrounded by the juice. All right. We need a 1/2 inch headspace on these. So what you do is you just backfill with the juice. And it's going to kind of fill through, as you can see there. You can use your funnel. Then you can kind of poke down to release air bubbles. Once you've poked down to release air bubbles, then you want to fill in the rest for your 1/2 inch of headspace. Okay, so now we're going to get our lid on. Oh, I almost forgot. First you want to wipe away the rim there. And I'm going to take, ooh, it's a little hot. I'm going to take one of these peaches out. There we go. And check my headspace, right at 1/2 inch. Okay, so re-wipe the rim. Go ahead and put our lid on. Put our ring on. And then I'm going to do the rest of these to get them in the can. I'm going to get this in the can right away, but do my other 6 jars so I can get my canner started. Okay, so we got our jars filled. We're just going to go ahead, drop these in the canner. The water is boiling, so we're going to put our lid on when we get them in. And we're going to start our timer for 30 minutes. Ooh. Okay. Looks like we're a little over full there, but that's okay. Okay, 30 minutes. Okay, so our timer went off. Our jars are done. And I'm just going to pull them off up to finish the other couple jars here. Beautiful. Okay, so this was overfilled when we started it, so we took our lid, our little pot that we keep our lids in to heat them up, and we just took some water out so that way we had it not overfilled. We want it to be about 2 inches above the jar rims when it's filled and ready to go. So there we have our 7 jars. We're going to do another couple ones left. And that's how easy it is to can peaches. So when you're getting ready for canning, you want to look at the tops of your jars so that you can check to see that they're going to be smooth at the top. And we have one right here, and we've come across a couple of them. And this is not really anything that you can do anything about. It just happens over time is they're going to, get chipped at the top. But then you don't want to use that for canning. You want to use it for dry storage or whatever. But you want it to be smooth at the top so that when you put your lid on, it's going to be able to make a correct seal. If there's any dents or anything like that, it's not going to be able to make that seal. So all I do is before, while I'm washing them or when I'm getting them ready, I just run my finger across the top. If it feels smooth, then I'm happy. If not, then what we do is we just put an X on the bottom with a Sharpie, and then we use it for dry storage, and that's what we use it for. That way we can reuse it again. So there you go.
When it comes to reusing, recycling, and repurposing items in the garden, if you have an old fan, a box fan that doesn't work anymore, you can use the grates on the outside as a great protector of your plants if you don't want to or are unable to invest in a full-length chicken wire fence, for example, like we have to protect our garden from rabbits. The fan grates, as you know, will be a full front and back. So what you want to do is you want to cut them in half. So then you have 4, and this is just enough to deter the animals from jumping in. For example, our tomato plant here, if we were going to protect it, we could box it in bury these slightly in the ground, and it wouldn't look that unsightly, and it would protect that seedling or that plant enough until it gets established, and protecting it from anything that might crawl in or want to devour it as a meal. So using old fan grates as a repurposed fence for certain items in your garden can be a well worth investment of recycling, repurposing, and reusing. Not everything in the garden lasts forever, and peas are not an exception to that rule. We've got a mess here. We've got peas and we've got weeds, and most of the peas have reached their prime and gone past their prime because it's getting very warm outside. Peas are a cool weather crop. You can grow very early in the season, or if you can time it out right, you can get a harvest late in the fall. So a lot of these are dying off. Now there are some decent pods on the stalks. We'll go ahead and eat those. Other ones are very large and have begun to dry out, but we just don't want to rip them out and put them in the compost pile. Well, not exactly. What we can do is we can take the pods that we know are mature, that are drying out, we can pick them and we can use them for future planting. Now, what you want to do in this instance is go through and pick all the ones that are mature. And by mature, if you open it up, you can see that there are full peas in the pod. Now you'll want to open these up and put them on a plate, put them in an air circulated room, not direct sunlight. Let these dry for about 2, maybe 3 weeks until they have the appearance of what peas look like when you buy them from online stores or at the store, those very shriveled up little green balls. Once that gets to that point, then you can store them in whatever means that you feel necessary to store them until next growing season. And then you can also carry on the traits of your garden, your climate, in the peas that you're going to plant for next year. So it's really easy to do such that. And by doing that, each pod has between 4 and 7 peas. You don't need many pods in order to get a very large seed bank starting to build up for your own garden supply. Thanks for watching. Join us again next time for more organic gardening and home food preserving. I'm Joy Baird, and this has been the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.